So thanks for joining. My name is Renee Huang. I'm the founder of Wild Women Tribe and the host of the Ignite podcast. We've been in the experimental sphere the last couple of weeks as emerged with us all at home, and we've been zooming in with community leaders and coaches and some of our favorite women, and they've been imparting some words of wisdom to us on topics that really matter. So today I'm excited to welcome Terry Sidford, who will be speaking to us and sharing some tools and tips about making lemonade out of lemons, or basically how to turn downturns into opportunities. So welcome, Terry.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for joining me, everyone. I'm excited.
We'll spend the next hour in a little bit of discussion. We'll start with the meditation, and then I will actually interview Terry for a couple minutes about her background and just to frame us up. And then she will lead us in her workshop on mindset and opportunity. So if you have a notebook, you want to take some notes, now's a good time to grab that. Otherwise, you can go ahead and take a comfortable seat. I'm going to actually mute people. I think sometimes on these calls, the audio can get a bit jumbly. So we'll go ahead and mute everyone quickly, and then we will get started. So go ahead and get comfy wherever you are. Make sure that both of your feet are planted on the ground. Rebecca's outside, I'm jealous. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. Just allow your breath to take a normal cadence as you breathe in and breathe out. Take a couple breaths like that and let whatever thoughts or concerns that you may have enter your mind, and then just let them leave. Let them go away with no judgment. For next couple breaths, I want you to focus on sending your energy high up above you, maybe 300 feet in the air, and connecting with the universe, source, a higher power, God, whatever's up there for you, and feel yourself kind of tap into that continuous stream of light as it comes down through the crown of your head. With each inhale, imagine that light filtering in the crown of your head and down through your face, to your shoulders, into your chest, and filling in your back, and down your arms into your fingers, and swirling around your belly, and down into your legs and your feet. And now as you inhale, imagine those feet that are rooted there in the ground, drawing up that beautiful grounding earth mother energy as it comes up from the earth below us, up into your legs and in your hips and torso and your back, and feel that grounding, warm, comforting energy mixing with that bright, sparkly energy from the heavens above. And as those two energies mingle within you, imagine with each of your exhales that you are sending out your love and your appreciation for yourself, for your family, for other things that you might have, little things in your life. I made bread this morning. That was really exciting. I'm happy for that. So imagine those little things, those moments, and radiate those out from you. And imagine sending those out to your neighborhood, your town, your state, your country, and the whole world. With each inhale as you bring in the light, and the exhale as you connect and send your light out, know that you are connected with everyone on this planet in this great globe of white light, and that you have the influence within you to impact great change and ripples within your life. As long as you start first with you and your breath. Take a few more moments with your breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So if you're just joining us, my name is Renee Huang. I'm the founder of Wild Women Tribe, and I'm happy to welcome Terry Sidford with us today. She's going to be joining a discussion and leading a discussion on how to make lemonade out of lemons during this time. And I don't want it to be trite. I don't want to be one of those people who's like, just put everything behind you and think happy thoughts, because I don't think that's what this is about. You know, every single day is a massive roller coaster. Like, I think I go through these 24-hour cycles where I feel every single emotion in the book. And like, my kids and I have had a really rough couple days being 3 weeks in the same house. You know, it's a challenge. So Terry, I'm really interested in hearing how you will help us weather these types of storms.
So excited to have all of you here, because this is what it's going to take, is for us to really come together and help each other out. And I've been very busy on virtual calls and doing coaching events, because everyone's trying to grab at something that seems normal or some tools to get them through this time that is really unknown. Just like you said, Renee, that we're all on a roller coaster. I'm the same. I mean, I have all kinds of tools, but there's days I wake up and I have no idea what I'm feeling right now, because I've never been through this before. And so today I'm going to help you navigate through that. So when you have that happen, I'm going to give you the best tools you can to try to get yourself back into present time, and actually see, maybe when we get through all of this, that there might be some opportunity from this challenge and this unknown place that we're in. So there's a gift here somewhere. Not sure what that is yet, but I'll give you some tools that have been helpful. It's simple. I'm all about making things very simple, because we can't think too far ahead right now. So they're going to be simple tools that you can implement.
And simple is really good. I mean, I think a lot of what this situation has taught me is to really look at what's in front of me. You know, I think with life, it's so easy to think, well, where was I this time last year? Or, you know, to think back and try and have our goals and then move forward. And it's like we're constantly stuck in this busyness. And this time has really forced a lot of intentionality, whether we like it or not.
Absolutely. And we do have a time where we have a reset button right now. And if you look at it that way, how can you maybe come out of this with things that you no longer want to do, and maybe come up with some new things, habits that you're going to implement? One thing that I've been very aware of is that I want to control my time versus time controlling me after this. And the time that I want to spend is doing the things that really are meaningful. And I don't know about all of you, but after all of this, there's simple things, and there's not that many things that we really need to be fulfilled and happy. And I think this has made everything very crystal clear. I mean, even toilet paper is not that important, okay? There's other ways. How many of you thought, well, okay, now if we run out of toilet paper, what are some other options? I think I'll be all right. I'm going to live. So that's the opportunity here we've had to really focus. And Renee, I don't know if you want to continue asking questions, or I could just go on to some of these things. But
I was going to see if you could give us a little bit of your perspective on mindset and mindfulness.
Yes,
I think that's what a lot of this is about.
it really is. When we are going into the unknown or a place that's out of our comfort zone, sometimes we are instantly into survival mode or fear. Everybody, raise your hand if you've felt that sense of unknown and a little bit of fear, or I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. And that's when you can't, there's a physical reaction that happens to your body. It releases the hormone cortisol, and your brain, and it sends signals to your brain where you really can't think and make decisions well. So first of all, know that that's normal. So you're in fear, you're in survival, you can't really think through things. So the first step is to notice, okay, I'm having this, my body feels strange, I feel contracted, my heart's racing, I have feelings that are unknown, I don't like these feelings, or this isn't where I want to be, they're fearful or they're limiting. And just notice them. Kindly notice them. Be curious about them. Almost as if you're your best friend going, well, that's interesting. And then the first step is to breathe, because your breathing starts to become restricted. So bring your shoulders back and become a little bit more open and start to take deeper breaths, a little bit deeper and longer than normal. That will start to bring your heart rate down. You'll start to become in present time. You'll notice your body. And then you'll be able to think just a little bit clearer. And the next step is to really...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say those things are very physical and they're physiological, right? So I think a lot of times we don't realize that, like what's going on in the hamster wheel, we can actually affect by taking action, right?
Yes, and sometimes that's the first thing that we notice. I'm sure that, you know, your mind and thoughts are already off to the races. There's all kinds of things that have already gone through your head. But sometimes the first thing that you notice is your body. And so that's why it's important to just be focused on that, be aware, and then face whatever feelings you're having. So just notice them. And then ask yourself, is this really true right now? Or is there another way that I can look at this thought or this feeling? But you sometimes can't even get there unless you can calm yourself down. And I'm going to give you some tools at the end of our session today. If you go through this first process of just being aware of your body, breathing, trying to calm down, get in present time, and if you still can't do that, then I'm going to give you some other tools. But once you do that, then start focusing on something that, like something positive. Like be your best friend. Ask yourself, is that thought true? Am I really in danger? Is this a problem? Or is this an inconvenience right now? Particularly with what we're going through.
Well, and I wanted to ask you too, with so much inundation of information and things that are kind of scary happening in our world, how do we distinguish between the information that really is critical, that we have to be scared of or concerned about, and then how do we move into a shift of mindset? Like you were talking over email before about abundance versus scarcity. So how do we take in the information that's important to keep us safe, but then not kind of translate that into everything else? Can you talk a bit about that?
Such a great point. I've been dealing with a lot of people who are now realizing that watching the news 24/7 is not very healthy right now. And they're starting to go into that fearful place. So get the information, the data that you need, but keep it limited. Right now, watching the news in the morning is pretty much all you need, or in the evening, and just for a few minutes to get the basic information that's going on. And then realize and know that you're bigger than this. You're more powerful than this, and that this is going to pass. So that's the mindset that you need to really know. Yes, this is real. Face what is right now, but also understand that your thoughts are powerful. They are made of energy, and they are powerful. So focus on a bigger picture for yourself. And what is possible after this? And it's a mindset, am I healthy? Focus on being healthy and productive, and with your day-to-day life. And that's going to help you not be focused on this virus 24/7. So do what you need to do, but then start thinking of positive things, positive outcomes, the possibilities. And focus on gratitude and things that really feed your soul instead. That's the first step.
I was wondering as well, before we move any further, can you give us a little background on you? I know you're a TEDx speaker and you're a coach, and I want people to know a little bit about how you've arrived at this place yourself, because I think it's been a journey.
It has been a journey. Well, where do I begin on all this? All right. I have been a coach for 20 years, a life coach. I've done a TEDx talk, and I wrote a book about women in courage. And the journey to really finding my own courage in life and changing my story was writing my book about women in courage and talking about it. So in that process, what I found is that I had a story about myself that I was very ashamed and embarrassed from my life growing up. Long story short, I had a mother that was an alcoholic, and my sister and I had to run away at the age of 7. And I hid that story for a very long time. But when I wrote my book and saw all these stories of these women who demonstrated courage, but never saw it in themselves. And there I wrote a book about it, and I didn't even realize when someone asked me in a book signing, a lady in the audience asked me, "Terry, tell me stories about your own courage." I'm like, my own courage? Man, I had no idea what to say. And that led me on a journey to finding my own courage in my life story. So I changed my life story from one of shame and embarrassment to seeing that I was courageous. And that allowed me to start showing up more powerfully. And I became transparent for the first time in my TEDx talk. That was in 2017, not very long ago. I was an open book for the first time, and it was extremely freeing. And now I speak about it. So now I'm a motivational speaker, and I talk to women all over the country about finding your courage in your own life stories, and that you're not alone. So that does kind of feed into, so that's who I am. And I'm a mother of 2 beautiful sons. I'm married and live in Park City, and I feel very fortunate to live here. I still do life coaching and things like that, but I'm mostly speaking most of the time. And that brings me to the point of how easily that we can change our perspective. In a moment, I changed my perspective when I really thought about, wow, should I be ashamed of that, what happened to me, and embarrassed? Thought about it for a while and said, no, you know what? These women did the same things I did, and I'm telling them to see themselves as courageous. And then in that moment, just like that, my whole life changed. I felt confident, secure. I felt proud. And now I'm going out and speaking about it. And I'm helping other women show up and not be afraid to tell their stories. And it's changing your focus. And I'm going to bring this out. I didn't know when I was going to bring this out, but I'm going to do it right now, since we're talking about lemons and lemonade. So our perspectives can change just like that. So looking at this, what do you see? Do I have that correctly? What does that look like? Somebody say something.
Happy.
Happy. Yes. Excellent. Okay, so now, see if I can get this right. Now, what do you see?
Sad face.
Yeah. And now, what do you see? What does that look like?
Blank face.
Yellow lemon.
It's a yellow lemon. Yes, it's all the same, right? Depending how you look at it. It's just a lemon, but this is happy, this is sad, and maybe just if you're looking at it, you go, oh, that's just a lemon. That's how our perspectives can change. And so it's getting to a point where you can be in present time, create more of a meta view or a bigger view of something. Like if you're in a helicopter, you're looking down on it, or you're going to put different glasses on. Let's say, okay, these glasses are the glasses of abundance or limitless. Now, how do I see this situation with these glasses on? Or try on, I'm afraid, I'm fearful, I'm not going to survive. See that situation from that perspective. Take them off quickly. And then try on different perspectives that you want to see that situation from. And you'll quickly see which one feels better.
So I want to just ask a question, because you were talking earlier about the feelings of anxiety in your body. So can you talk about how, once we notice that, how we can shift them to the feelings that we like to feel and then link them to the thoughts we like to think?
Yes. Feel what you're feeling, and then, try to get in present time and ask your question, is that true? That will help you. And if that doesn't work, and listen for the answer though, is this really true? And then listen for the answer. And then if that doesn't work, then start really thinking about feelings of gratitude, of doing things for other people. And what you do have that you're happy about. Start focusing on the good things. And that will shift your mindset quickly. I think gratitude and actually doing something good for someone else are the fastest ways to do that. And then say, and then ask yourself, can I see this differently? Is there another way that I can look at this? But you have to get into present time to do that. And then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I guess I can. Great. Then choose another perspective and another way of looking at it. And you can do that. We can't control everything. That we all know right now, right? We can't control this virus 100%, but just by ourselves. But we can control how we respond to any given situation or thought or feeling. And I wanted to give you the anatomy of how our thoughts and our feelings create our beliefs. So remind me, Renee, when you want me to share that, but it's very, very important.
I was wondering if maybe right now we could ask people to share what they're grateful for, because that might be a nice way of like shifting and making sure we're all kind of moving in that same direction.
I would love that.
So if you have something that you're grateful for, big or small, you can unmute yourself and share. Deanna.
Hey, Renee. And hi, it's Terry, right? Thank you for doing this. I'm grateful for you in this moment. And I'm trying to take it all in. I'm grateful for many things, but right now I'm grateful for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I would echo that. Grateful for this moment. And also just generally, as you said, when you're home this long, you just really appreciate the small things and just the time with family and the fact that we've all stayed healthy.
Great points.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
Laurel, did you want to share something or?
Sure. I was just gonna say, I know like a lot of people are scared and there's a lot going on, but I honestly, I'm not saying I don't care that people are sick or that it's not important. But I feel like the world's been so crazy the last few years, and like it's just been nonstop. Like, how do we constantly better ourselves so that we're surviving and thriving and like getting past that glass wall? So I'm pretty grateful for being able to just this like have time to do what I need to do and just be and just enjoy my family and, you know, be grateful for it, because I feel like it's meant to be. And yeah, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for this like social distancing, honestly.
Thank you, Laurel.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brenda.
I'm grateful. It's just been crazy, but I'm grateful for, I guess, the opportunity to go deeper and to pause, because everything's so busy. You know, everything's just been, you know, like Laurel said, go, 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 and just the chance to sit and be and to look a little deeper and explore those really hard places that we're feeling right now, like really hard, really icky, and it's not comfortable, but I'm grateful for the chance to be able to look at that.
Thanks, Brenda. Does anyone else feel called to share? I'll share. I'm super grateful for this platform. Like, what miraculous platform Zoom is, and technology, and the fact that we can be socially distant but like so virtually connected. It's kind of astounding to me. There's like 11 of us in the quote unquote room, and we're all in our own spaces, but we're here and we're present and we're showing up for each other and holding space. So I think for me, I'm really grateful that we're able to do that. Hi, Kelly.
Hi. I just got a...
Oops. Let's see if we can unmute her. I'm trying to unmute you. I don't know if...
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just so grateful for this day, for you all taking the time out to check in and make sure that, you know, people can hear what's going on with each other in a, you know, kind of an uplifting way, I guess, because there's so much out there and it's easy to get dragged down. And so, Terry, I love that you're talking about making lemons out of lemonade. You know, it's one of those things that you're like, oh yeah, but oh my God, it's so true right now, right?
It is. It is.
Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's a great segue. Why don't you take it from there, Terry, and share some of the more in-depth tools that you wanted to dive into?
Perfect. I would love to. And thanks for, I also am very grateful to be on this platform, and for Renee being a leader and bringing us together. That does not go unnoticed. I do feel more connected with this virtual reality that we're in, because we're really focused when we're in this format. So I'm really grateful for everything at this point in life. And it's much more simplified, which I'm grateful for. So I wanted to talk to you about the anatomy of beliefs. How many have heard of Joe Dispenza and You Are the Placebo books? He has like 5 different books. You have, Renee?
Yeah, I haven't read them, but I've heard of him before in these contexts.
It's a book I recommend to everyone, because it kind of gets down to, it's more scientific and then kind of woo-woo and like, okay, your thoughts create things, but it gets down to the science of it and it makes sense. So if you can read his books, please do. But this is kind of a section that says from You Are the Placebo. So I'll read it slowly, because you'll probably want to take notes, and I could probably send this over to Renee and we could email it to you as well.
I'll put it in the chat
if you want.
What's the name of his book?
You Are the Placebo, Joe Dispenza.
With Z, right?
Yes. I'll start reading this. Your thoughts and feelings come from your past memories. if you think and feel a certain way, you begin to create an attitude. An attitude is a cycle of short-term thoughts and feelings experienced over and over again. Attitudes are shortened states of being. This is kind of deep, but this is real. And I'd love to hear your thoughts after all of this. If you string a series of attitudes together, you create a belief. Beliefs are more elongated states of being and tend to become subconscious. When you add beliefs together, you create perceptions. Your perceptions have everything to do with choices that you make, the behavior you exhibit and the relationships you choose and the reality you create. Now, so a state of being equals thoughts and feelings. And attitudes are your thoughts and feelings, thoughts and feelings, thoughts and feelings. Beliefs are your attitudes over years and years and years. Perceptions are your beliefs over years as well. So how do you change some of these? So your thoughts are made of energy. They create an energetic effect. And they've scientifically studied this. I've also done some work called Heart Math, and you can look that up. It's called heartmath.org. And they have done a study where they've studied your thoughts and when you're thinking something and how it affects your heart rate and how that affects your entire body. And everybody's heart rate rhythm is a little bit different and unique. So this is how you change it. Increase energy greater than the past experience to create a new state of being. And I'll tell you how to do that. And a new experience. Rewrite the neurological programming. Make a decision with such firm intention that the choice causes an amplitude of energy that is greater than the hardware programmed in the brain and emotional addiction in the body. And the body must respond to this new energy. Basically, your thoughts are king. Create new thoughts with increased energy and firm intention. So the way that you do that is I should show you my little list. I have a list of thoughts and words that will bring my energy up. So I will create an intention in my mind, intention of something to happen. So somebody give me an idea of an intention that you want to have happen. Shout it out. In the morning, do you set an intention for yourself? Or raise your hand because you're probably muted. Okay, Diana.
To keep moving, to stay active. That's my intention every day. I want to keep moving.
Keep moving. So don't just sit on the couch.
Exactly. Keep moving.
Okay, great. So you're going to set that intention first thing in the morning. But you're going to also do that with joy, excitement, laughter, and fun. Those are things, and gratitude. Those are and I'm going to be loving about it. But those things will bring your energy level up high. And that's going to start to replace even old beliefs, old habits. But you have to bring it higher to a higher level than you have before in the past. Okay, have I gone way too far? Tell me, I want to hear your feelings so far on what I just told you. This is deep. Can anybody relate to what I just said? Yeah. And to me, this is the mindset of abundance. You know, that you are capable of much more than you think you are. And it starts with your thoughts and that you have a choice to change them. And be kind to yourself because it does take time. And our habits have been with us for a very long time. So just become aware of what you're thinking and feeling. And I'm going to give you some more tools. And Emily, Emily, I'm going to talk to you for a minute. So Emily, I know Emily, and I've shared with her this tool, and she really, really enjoyed this, and I think it's been helpful as well. So maybe Emily, you can share some of your experiences if you want. You don't have to, but it's called the Nature's Guidance System. So nature provides us a lot of tools, and again, to me, this is very simple. You can write this down. So as soon as you notice that you're having a thought, or a negative thought, or you're in fear, or something's happening, which I think is happening to all of us every other day right now, like just this unknown thing coming on me. I say, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know what's happening. The first thing you do is you notice it. We talked about this before. So write down notice. Second thing you do is breathe, which I talked about before. Third, ask to be open and to expand again. So bring your shoulders back, because when we're fearful and we're in survival mode and we're not feeling well, we kind of contract and our breathing becomes shallow. So ask to be expanded. Go into the feeling and then feel it in your body. And then use your body. And I'm going to give you all these different ways that you can use your body in a minute. And then you're in present time. Usually by this time, you'll be in present time. And you can refocus your mindset. And think of more gratitude and love, and change, how you're feeling, and be more open in an abundant way. Now, I want you to write these 3 different sections down on a piece of paper: physical tools, emotional tools, mental tools, and spiritual tools. Now, anybody want to tell me some physical tools that you can use when you were stuck, or you're contracted and you want to get expanded again? You want to be more in present time. What are some physical tools that you can use? Brenda?
Just breathing. I just do that all the time. I just breathe.
Breathe. That's a perfect physical thing to do. Great. Anybody else? Tamiko. Movement. Yes. Any kind of movement.
With music.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect. I love like dancing or moving with music. That's great. What else?
I'd say like singing, just like releasing and singing, and that always for dancing, like singing and dancing.
It's perfect. Yeah, that really releases. I've been playing a lot more music now instead of listening to TV, and it really does help you get into present time. I'll give you some other ones. Going for a walk, and I had singing on there. Laughing, exercise, physical. You could even go, smell something, burn a candle, incense, buy some flowers, smell the flowers, go outside if it's nice. All right, so that's perfect physical to go for a walk. How about emotional tools? Shout it out.
Meditation is really one. I don't know if that counts as emotional.
A lot of these overlap each other. Like you can use them in all quadrants. Yes, emotional is definitely meditation, and getting in present time will help that. Yes. What else?
Can you hear me?
Courtney, yes.
Okay. So I was going to mention physical. I drum, like I'll just get into that theta, peaceful sound wave for physical drum. But something I've had to do with my kids, because I have young kids, for the emotional part is I especially have a young she's 7, but she's fiery. And I've told her, you're getting, because I know I can understand how she's feeling. And we've started where we'll, gaze into each other's eyes and then connect with our foreheads. And just that stepping into each other's space like that brings peace. Like, it's amazing how quickly it can bring her down and like, okay, I love you, you know, kind of thing.
That's beautiful.
So just letting her know I'm there for her. And I need it too. Like, I need that too.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a connection with our loved ones. And we can now do this virtually too, if they're not physically there. That does, and looking people in the eye, I mean, I think that does make a huge difference. It really does.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful. Anything else? I'll share my list with you. Talking, you know, just talking to somebody, laughing again. A lot of these do overlap. Listening to music, watching a comedy helps. You know, if you're down, just, you know, get a comedy show on. Animals, children always connect us to ourselves. Crying, it's okay to cry. We can cry, just let it go. Ask someone to hold you. And if you don't have anybody there, just hold yourself. You know, take care of yourself. All right, anybody else want to share anything on that? And then we'll move to the next two sections. All right, mental tools. I know they seem the same, but they're slightly different and they overlap.
Something mentally for me is just even coming on here. You know, like people were expressing their gratitude, but like it's easy to think we're the only ones suffering sometimes. And like, you know, like for me personally, we have to move because our landlord has to sell the house because of his situation of COVID, all that stuff. But like, I have to remind myself, like, I'm not the only one. Everybody's life is like in an upheaval right now. So, so for me, it's like connecting like this with people where I can't be in the physical eye contact space like I can with my family, but FaceTime, Marco Polo, these Zoom calls, mentally for me, I need it.
Beautiful again. It's great. It's so true. I think connecting with others and being vulnerable with others as human beings and spiritual beings or whatever it is that you want to call ourselves, we're all kind of similar, more similar than different. And it helps us feel not alone. So I think that's so beautiful. That's a great mental tool. Reading something, learning something new is a mental tool at this time. Journaling. Anything else? Do you want to add to the mental tools?
Oh, just being in nature is mental for me. My husband leaves for work in the morning and he knows I've been struggling and he's asking me like, what are you going to do for yourself today for mental? And so that's been one thing, is just getting out into the air in the wilderness.
I think that's one of the most helpful therapeutic things you can do, because it also gives you space. You know how you look at things from a wider viewpoint? Getting outside in nature helps you see different perspectives, and it gives you space than just in your four walls. So I think it's really, really helpful for your mental and emotional, physical, everything. Very well done. Anybody else want to share with that in that section? Okay, spiritual. Oh, go ahead.
Just what Brenda said, going to nature, just giving yourself time to be alone and, you know, like recharge, like just have the space. I think you said the word space, and it makes me think you need that minute or two for yourself. That gives you peace mentally. It's necessary, I think.
Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, we do need time alone to be, which we are given that right now, which is a real gift. It's a real gift for all of us to do that.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Diana. Spiritual tools, whatever spiritual tools or whatever you think spirit is for you. Is that something, you know, the universe, that's God, that's your soul, whatever it is?
I like having rituals where I can create the space for myself and do a little bit of meditation, and I like taking baths. So I'll do like a salt bath and I'll have candles, and it's just my time. It feels like a couple things kind of merged into one, but the ritual behind it is all really important for me.
That's beautiful. I might do that and put that on my list right now. That's really good. What else?
I agree. I think the ritual part is so important. You know, I came on here late, so I don't know everything you've said, but I feel like this, you know, self-quarantine time is, we can no longer numb ourselves with busyness. And so it is forcing me to really reflect and be, but I learned Reiki years ago and I've been practicing it for years, but I've never really read about it. And so for me, I've been reading more spiritual books, or like sometimes even just saging, or just a quiet cup of coffee, just that like ritual, you know, like just quiet, just being. I think for me.
And we have time now to maybe create new rituals that we always wanted to do, you know, be creative right now. I think we're all being more creative than we used to be. And so think outside the box now with all of that. Some of the other things I had on my list, again, the meditating, bringing whatever makes us just be in present time, reading, being in nature. See, a lot of these just overlap, which is great. And being with loved ones and thinking and feeling states of gratitude. So now you have a toolbox to use. So tell me, what's the first thing you do if you feel like you're feeling an unknown feeling, that you're fearful, you're feeling afraid or uncomfortable or even angry, which I've had all those emotions myself. Or it's something you don't even understand what you're feeling, but it doesn't feel good. Like, what's the first thing you do?
Notice.
Good, yay!
Stop and acknowledge.
And yes, that's the second thing.
Breathe.
Breathe.
Yay. Next.
Ask to be
expansion.
Yes.
Up.
What did you say, Renee?
Ask for expansion or expand.
Yes. Ask to be open. And then what else do you do?
Feeling in your body.
Feeling in your, you know, whatever pain or emotion you're feeling, just feel it. And then it goes, which is sometimes simultaneously feel your body. And then use your body. Remember I told you that? That's when you go into these different tools that you can use. So whether it's using your mind, your emotions, physically, you know, going outside, mental tools or spiritual tools. And then you should be in present time if you use those. And then you're able to see things from a better perspective. And then you can kind of choose, you know, what you're thinking and what you're believing at that moment is going to be very powerful. That's one thing that we do have power over at this time, when there's things that we cannot control. So just make it simple. And I hope this made it a little bit more simple for all of you. Be kind, be loving to yourself, connect with others and know that you're not alone, because we're all going through this. And if you have a day where none of these tools work, then reach out to someone and it's okay. Everything's okay. You're just know you're going to get past it. Start over again the next day. But connect with someone like we are right now if these tools are not working for you, but make things very simple. Just take it a moment by moment, or an hour by hour, or a day by day. That's the advice I'm giving to everyone right now. I hope this was helpful.
Thank you so much, Terry.
You're
hugely
welcome.
Helpful.
Thank you.
Empowering us to choose the thoughts that we have that then become the beliefs that we have is really, it's simple, but it's really profound. And I loved hearing about the science behind it. And, you know, there really is something to like practicing. That's what they call it, practice, right? Practicing the thoughts that you want to have. And the more you do it, the easier they become. So I really loved all of those tools and having like a toolbox now that we can draw from.
Yes. And never give up on recreating new habits of, you know, thinking and believe that you are more powerful than you think you are. I know that to be true. And, you know, don't ever give in to limiting thoughts, you know, because that's not who you are. It's just not who you are. And now you know what emotions to think, what things to replace it with, and don't be surprised that you might have new opportunities you never even thought possible after this. That when we are forced to go through things that are challenging, we actually have to dig deep and find our strength. And then we know, like, hey, we're going to look back at this and say, you know, we were able to get through this. I survived COVID-19, like, and for the most part. And you know what? You know, if something else could happen, it could be as bad as that. We were in quarantine for 2 months. I mean, that's a whole new perspective, right? So bad day into the future versus what we've been through, it's nothing. We can get it. We can handle it. I mean, we can get over it. It's not a big deal. So that's kind of the mindset that I hope that you can leave with today. And I'd love to hear any thoughts about our discussion today from anybody.
Does anyone have any questions they want to ask Terry? Or comments, reflections?
Emily?
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say, you know, I think it's so important, Terry, like you were saying, recognizing the power that we have to control our own thoughts, even in a time where it seems like we don't have any control over what is going on. And so I think it's so, like you said, setting your intentions for the day and kind of seeing how, you know, what you were saying about the Nature's Toolkit, and I just wanted to briefly share, you know, during this time I've had kind of, I almost call them like runaway thoughts, but being able to use this toolbox and these tools, you know, they really kind of help. I almost call it like, you know, pulling the brake almost, and being like, you know, and you can kind of flip your thoughts into something productive, and you can do something that ends up, you know, bettering yourself or, you know, improving on your intention for the day. So I think they really, really help. And I enjoy having them kind of in my back pocket. So I'm not, you know, running around feeling like I don't have any control. So.
Thanks, Emily, for sharing. I really appreciate that. I mean, you can even have some of these tools like on a 3x5 card, like if your brain's not going to be thinking clearly anyway. So it's like, okay, now what was my first step? Was it breathing or was it just noticing? I don't know. So just have your steps right there. I mean, how many times, I mean, I remember when I gave birth, I mean, this might be too much information, but, you know, I went through the whole Lamaze thing and, you know, where you breathe and that. And when I was you know, I was going through labor, I couldn't remember a thing. I mean, like, I didn't know what, you know, if I was even had a body, I'm like, you know, how do I breathe? Like, I don't know what to do. So it's important when you're in that state to go, okay, I know there's something I need to do here. And so write it down, have it near you, like Emily said.
Practice and be gentle, right? There's no right or wrong way
to
go about
absolutely
it. Just
not.
even noticing that your instinct is helpful.
Yes. Yeah. Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself right now and forgiving.
Well, yeah, I love that too. I just think, like someone said, you know, we just can't run from our feelings, you know, and hide in our busyness. And so I'm really trying, I love just the reminder of, you know, notice it, breathe, and just what am I here to learn right now? It's such a great time to listen to what the world's been probably trying to tell us all along, but we've just been running around.
Oh, that's Carla. I know that voice. I'm like, I know that voice.
I don't have my picture there. Sorry. I hit the wrong button.
I love that.
But
yes.
Yeah, I just think like these tools you're giving us it's so applicable right now. So thank you for having this. It's great.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. I didn't know you snuck in.
I did. I snuck in a little late. I'm
sorry. Will you share how we can get in touch with you and if people want to contact you for some more coaching?
Yes, absolutely. And I'll send you anything that I shared with you today. I'll send by email. Go to Terry, which is Terry, Sidford, SIDFORD.com. That's my website. and you'll find my email there. I have a newsletter that I send out regularly, and just email me, and I'm happy to have a consultation with you anytime, or send you any information that you need, or just a little support. But I really appreciate you tuning in today, and I want to know, and I hope that you took away at least one tool that's going to help you have some well-being during this unprecedented time in our life.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your tools and advice.
You're welcome.
We have more of these Zoom calls scheduled out. The next one's with Kristen Ulmer, who's a U.S. ski and snowboard Hall of Famer and fear expert. She'll be talking about how to harness fear, not run from it, during on wildwomentribe.net. And hopefully see you at another one of these Zoom ins. So take care, everyone. You can drop me feedback here in the chat, or you can email feedback at connect@wildwomentribe.net. We'll keep in touch in the future. All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Bye. Thanks, Renee.
Thank you.
Thank you.